it does affect your creativity, but it's a complicated matter. It's not simple. There are people who, despite nearly crippling psychological pain and issues, still create. I use the example of Vincent van Gogh. He suffered from, I'm pretty sure nowadays he would have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder. He had manias, he had terrible depressions. He struggled with it. He knew he was hanging on by his fingernails, but creativity was a balm to his soul, and it helped him and deal with it. And many people have found a kind of connection to presence through creativity. I would say, when I was a young man, I didn't know anything about presence. I didn't know about inner work. I had heard of religion and I kind of wanted to believe something, but as a 5, I found it very hard. I thought mostly people were telling themselves fibs and fairy tales. Um, However, art and music and theater later were a road in for me. And they were psychologically healing for me. They really made a difference. I think anybody who knew me from those times would probably readily agree. It's doubtful I would be alive even at this point if not for creativity and music and art and so forth. It really was important. So can you be at the lower levels and be creative? Yes. However, your creativity is kind of contained or narrow or repetitious because it's bound up in the issues that you have. Some people are afraid that if they get healthier, they will stop being creative. I don't think that's true. I do think that people get creative about different subject matter, right? Maybe I've written for 20 years about the abuse I suffered in childhood, and that's valid, right? But as I get healthier, there are other things about the human condition I might want to share or explore or talk about. It opens up the field of possibilities. Um, there's more to writing a song than complaining about an ex. So it's really how you hold it. And I think also when we get healthier, we're more able to see creative possibilities that we can't when we're unhealthy. The thing about when we're unhealthy is we are definitely motivated to keep doing creativity because we can feel it's keeping us going. So that's I think where people get stuck in that pattern. Like if I get healthier, I'll lose the motivation to be creative. Maybe for a while, but I would suggest not permanently. And I could think of a lot of artists. Some of you may know. I was a big fan of 9 Inch Nails and Trent Reznor, who I think is probably in the same Enneagram tribe as me. And he did some really dark stuff, but he was in a lot of psychological pain. But through his music and art, he worked through it, and now he's happily married. He's got kids. He's doing movie soundtracks. He's still creative as all get out. It's just not all about the same topics, and he has a life. So there's a lot to unwind in that. I mean, that's a long conversation, isn't it? But I just wanted to say it's not simplistic as we might imagine. So, I think the last thing I'd say is that creativity helps us see through some of our specious assumptions about what healthy looks like. We see that not everybody that gets healthy looks like, a monk or something. They don't look like that necessarily. And you could be a monk and be kind of down the levels too. It doesn't necessarily mean more religiosity or spirituality in the conventional sense, but it can be another kind of spirituality, another kind of way of being in the world and interacting with the world. And broadly speaking, creativity is like an alive and dynamic communication with reality. That's how I think of it.